Washington's overdose deaths are fastest rising in the nation. This is from the Seattle Times. And are we keeping track here of the first two stories? Highest gas prices in the nation. Fastest rising overdose rates in the nation. Those are two very embarrassing things in a state that is entirely controlled by Democrats. You have no one else to blame for that. So I want to read from this Danny Westmead article for you because he had some interesting data. He wrote, new data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows Washington had the biggest increase in drug overdose deaths of any state in the last 12-month reporting period, ending January 31st. Our overdose deaths soared 24%, by far the worst increase in the nation. He went on to write, to give a sense of what an outlier Washington is becoming in this crisis, 25 states saw reductions in overdose deaths in the same 12-month period. For the whole U.S., drug deaths were flat year over year, up just 0.7%. Yet here it's up 24%. Are you sensing a pattern and a problem here? Highest gas prices in the country, highest overdose rates in the country. Things are not going well here. They really are not going well. And there, I think another frustrating aspect to this story is there have been two polls released back to back in the last 2 weeks since that Seattle City Council vote on the drug crisis that have shown that there is an appetite, even among Seattleites, to take a harder line approach with substance abuse. And again, so I have a hard time with that because I see that borne out in the results of these polls, one of which I'll show you momentarily. But then at the same time, we keep sending the same people back to City Hall and the same types of politicians, the same brand of politicians, and to Olympia for that matter, who are supporting the policies that got us into this place. And I'm like, okay, you tell the pollsters that you want there to be a criminal justice element to substance abuse, and then you turn around and you're like, yeah, but let's send the same old politicians back to do the same old things. It's bizarre. So this latest poll, the other one was from EMC Research. This one is a joint poll between the Seattle Times and Suffolk University. They polled 500 Seattle residents. They conducted this June 12th to June 16th. So this was after the failed city council vote. And they say the margin of error here is 4.4%, but you can see of all respondents to the survey question, do you support or oppose police arresting people for using illegal drugs in public? 60% say they support it. 34% say they oppose it. And then when they asked, do you feel drug possession should be a felony, a gross misdemeanor, a misdemeanor, or have no criminal penalty, the vast majority believe that it should have some criminal penalty. 33% it said it should be a misdemeanor, 22% said a gross misdemeanor, 9% said a felony. Our state law used to have it at a felony. That went away. They changed it to a gross misdemeanor. And then what was before the Seattle City Council a couple weeks ago was a misdemeanor crime. And so 33% of Seattle residents said, yeah, we do think it should be a misdemeanor. So again, I ask you, there's elections this year. 7 of 9 Seattle City Council seats are up for grabs. That would tell me that you're going to send packing any council members who are on the ballot who have worked against that sentiment, who have worked to say that no, drug possession, open-air drug use shouldn't be a criminal matter. Luckily, some of those council members are already getting rid of themselves and they're not running again. Lisa Herbold, who thinks every misdemeanor crime should be considered a crime of poverty. Shama Sawant, who's not running again. That's good news. Tammy Morales is running again. And she's very much of the sentiment that we can't return a, quote, war on drugs, which nobody's asking for a war on drugs. And then Andrew Lewis. I swear to God, I don't have a personal vendetta against Andrew Lewis. But when you're the councilman for downtown and you look at what's happening to your once beautiful, vibrant downtown and you say, I'm going to vote against this, you need to go. You got to go. And I don't really care at this point who replaces you as long as it's not you.